Hey everyone, Adam here. Just following up on my last video I did 2 months ago, calling out the Tate brothers, and since that video, obviously they've been in jail. And in that video, I was just pointing out the obvious that these guys are globalist dirtbags, and if they wanted to prove that they weren't globalist dirtbags, they could use all their male harnessed energy, and go to explore beyond the Antarctic ice walls. It was kind of tongue in cheek, kind of joking, but also serious in the sense that, like, hey, if you want to harness the explorer spirit, the male testosterone spirit, you want to harness that, then go explore something. But instead, now he's been in jail for the last 3 months with his brother and four other accomplices. So I am not surprised that guys like Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, and the like continue to white knight for this clown. And I'll list some reasons why that doesn't surprise me. But if you turn back the clocks, you might remember that Andrew Tate was actually a guest on Alex Jones's InfoWars. You might remember that Alex Jones, via InfoWars, was selling Andrew Tate's various line of supplements. Another fun fact that you might not know is that Mike Cernovich, the Gorilla Mindset guy, is a member, was a member, definitely, maybe not is, but was definitely a member of Andrew Tate's War Room. So let's discuss real quick the pillars of Andrew Tate's empire, his assets and his expenses. And this is just off the top of my head. I wrote this down. And again, I'm just a guy who is reading information, vetting things myself, talking to people who know a little bit more than I do, and compiling my own personal opinion. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a guy who's observing these things. And I got to point out some obvious things that I've seen, like the assets that he has. Okay, he's got this war room club, that you can, I guess they recruit people. I don't know how much money you have to make, but this is a club that people are still in, this Tate's War Room club. He sells supplements, as I had said earlier. One of them is called Sheer Indefatigability, which I think is hilarious. But he's got a bunch of these dick pills, like as I call them, that he sells, Andrew Tate supplements. Okay. Another thing that he has is the casinos, where when you hear Andrew Tate talk about these casinos, you might think, oh, like Niagara Falls, giant casinos. Not the case. What he actually had is like ATM machine style slot machines placed in various locations. And obviously, like an ATM machine, that requires you to go out, collect the money, and then count it, and then restock the machine if necessary. So that is one avenue of the assets that he had. Another one is the pyramid marketing scheme contained within Hustlers University. And some of these are, admirable, by the way. The Hustlers University scam, you can look up how much it costs to become a Hustlers University member. And then when you're a member, they put you on a landing page. Welcome to the 6-month boot camp. Welcome to the best sales and marketing training program in the entire world. They do promises like you're going to make 4K a day or 20K USD profit for yourself. You have to pass an in-person test, and then eventually they try to groom you into a pyramid marketing scheme where you recruit other people, and by posting video clips and whatnot, and by you cutting up Andrew Tate videos and posting video clips, he's winning in the sense that he's getting promotion, and you're actually paying him to promote him. So he's like winning over here and winning over there. That was an intelligent asset, I would say, where he was making some severe gains there. And these people were called brand ambassadors eventually in this pyramid marketing scheme. So this is why video clips of Andrew Tate were ubiquitous for a long time. One of the things that people don't talk about in this asset column is the cam girl operation. Now, these other venues, like the casino ATM machines, that is a good way to make money. Hustlers University is a good way to make money. All of these different assets that Andrew Tate had were good money-making ventures, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, it limited his income stream to like, oh man, what am I going to be able to do? Because like the casinos probably took a massive hit. people were just getting set up on Hustlers University. So he went into the supplements, but of course there's markup. But he wants to, he has this whole thing where he talks about selling drugs and how it's not reliable. So as a savvy chess player, he would want something reliable. And the cam girl operation that he had, where he had another pyramid marketing scheme basically there. He had his bottom girl recruiting other girls for him, while he also did what's called the lover boy method and fell in love with many girls all over the world, recruiting them to come to Romania and work as cam girls for him. Look up all the branding. A lot of these girls wound up showing their dedication to him by getting tattoos, where he would suggest getting tattoos or brandings. So it's very bizarre to me as an observer, this whole cam girl situation that he had going on. Another facet to this cam girl operation that most people don't talk about is when these cam girls were on video calls with their clients, the question is, who are these clients? Were they being blackmailed? Are they politicians? Which circles me right back around to the friendship with Alex Jones and with guys like Paul Joseph Watson, who are in their own right scumbags, is the bottom line. Alex Jones, if he's watching this, he knows what I'm talking about, and he knows that I have his number. I got nothing against him, but yeah, you can't challenge me on any of this stuff. We both know that I'm right. So you've been a scumbag in your life, and so is your buddy Paul Joseph Watson, and we all know it. We all know where you guys meet your girlfriends, and I know where you met your wife, and I know what she was into beforehand, and I talked to your ex-wife. So all that being said, I know what I'm talking about. But that's the asset column of Andrew Tate. People want to gloss over the cam girl business and be like, I don't want to get into cam girl business, but to each their own. And on the surface, I can kind of understand that where that logic is coming from. But Andrew Tate trying to say that he distanced himself from the cam girl business is a total lie. Because if you butt up the dates up until the end of 2022, you can see his involvement. Yeah, maybe he was trying to pawn it off by name to somebody else. But the reality is Andrew Tate was in the cam girl business like he was in all these other businesses. Yes, he has children. Yes, he has a family of his own. And he probably didn't want his girls to grow up knowing that their dad was in the cam girl business. Maybe he had this future idea of passing it off to Tristan, who was more interested in the lover boy techniques and recruiting all these girls from various places to fall in love with him and move in with them and do cam girl stuff so they could both become rich and not be brokies anymore. The expenses that Andrew Tate had, obviously, he had to do promo and media, as we just explained with the Hustlers University thing. A lot of the promo was actually being covered by his university students. And in that, he would teach about online copywriting, and he would teach about these pyramid marketing things. And he would promise, the world. And you can look up Hustlers University Exposed, Welcome to Day Zero online by somebody by the name of, let me give you the YouTube channel, Montana Vlog. And you can see this is somebody from the inside exposing Hustlers University. A lot of this stuff is coming out. And there's war room transcripts, for example, where Andrew Tate is talking about the Romanian mafia and how they're investing into certain things. And there's a certain crypto that we can all buy right now before it's pumped. And he, at one point, thought, I guess, erroneously, that if he was putting some of his assets into crypto, that the Romanian government wouldn't seize them and they were untaxable. Well, maybe he should have stuck to kickboxing because he didn't realize in his stupidity that his crypto would wind up being seized along with his Bugatti. So who's driving the Bugatti now? Dicot. Other expenses that he would have would be his rentals. As people found out, a lot of those vehicles were part of a promo deal or they were rentals. Rental vistas here, rental vistas there, rental vistas everywhere, driving your rental cars to go to your rental vistas. It's a hard knocks life when you're renting everywhere, as Andrew Tate. Vehicles. Rentals have a cost. You still have to pay for them. Obviously, you still have to rent these things. So he had a lot of costs just in rentals alone. Bribes. So he probably would be the first to tell you that the Romanian government is corrupt, but it's a corruption that he could deal with because he was able to bribe people. And here's one thing about the Romanian government and the Romanian casino mafia, as you like to call them, that I think that these two brothers overlooked in their eagerness to rise to the top and show everybody what they got. Do you think that you're the only person in the world bribing Romanian government officials? Do you think you're the only person that has ever had the idea to bribe anybody? So there's people that are out there that are just as eager as you, or more so. Maybe they're more established, and they can also bribe people. So these two brothers thinking that they had this genius idea that nobody had ever thought about, bribing people before. Hey, we could bribe people. Yeah, so other people have been doing that before you were born. And some of them might be more entrenched in the Romanian government. So I feel like, obviously, this was a gigantic overstep. But to take a step back and look at it like, who's attacking Andrew Tate? Is it the Matrix? If the Matrix is a bunch of pissed off parents of these girls from the cam girl industry, if it's a bunch of, if the Matrix is, these girls who are looking at their tattoos of Andrew Tate being like, what the hell was I sucked into here? Like, I was living in his place. I wasn't allowed to leave under threat of duress. There's some girls that have stories of being abused. And you can say whatever you want about, like, these girls retracting their stories, but this is why the Romanian government and the court system there is investigating this, because when you're under Stockholm Syndrome, a very common thing, I guess, in human trafficking is the victims don't know that they are being human trafficked because they are being taken advantage of. Guys like Alex Jones know better. Guys like Paul Joseph Watson know better. But they're not covering this side of things because of their affinity to Andrew Tate, because of Mike Cernovich's relationship with Andrew Tate, because of their dick pills being sold by Mike Cernovich in the war room, and because of Andrew Tate's dick pills being sold on InfoWars. You know it. I know it. Let's stop fooling each other. But it's in court. So you're going to say, well, you can have your opinion, Adam, but let's see what the courts say. And I'm all for that. Even though we all can take a step back and say this whole thing is messed up. It's probably corrupt. There's corruption everywhere. These guys are bribing everybody. And yeah, but the Romanian courts are under scrutiny and under pressure from the international media and international, certainly the Matrix globalist cabal, so we'll see what happens. I am not holding water for Andrew Tate. I'm not holding water for Tristan Tate. I'm not carrying water for Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, or any of these guys. I'm just saying these are obvious facts that anybody can look into and look up themselves. All this information that I've talked about so far is public information, and maybe you just haven't connected the dots. But to take a step back and be like, Andrew Tate is a victim, and these girls are blackmailing the poor Andrew Tate. No. And I'm not going to say that Andrew Tate is a misogynist or whatever. I mean, guys, if he's running a cam girl operation, if that was his only asset alone, claiming to be a Muslim, running a cam girl operation, you might take a step back and be like, okay, that's pretty effed up. Because you're supposed to have converted to Islam. Like, what are you doing running a cam girl operation? Nobody wants to talk about that. The branding, the tattoos, what percentage did he actually give to the girls? And then on top of all that, Hustlers University, the casinos, War Room, the dick pill supplements, the pyramid marketing schemes that I've just mentioned, the affiliate programs, and the brand ambassador program that he had. So it's a lot of different assets, a lot of different ways to make money. But what they're holding him on in Romania right now, and for good reason, was he involved in human trafficking? So the cam girl business alone could be, you could debate whether that is human trafficking or not, right? If you, hear me out here, he admits to being involved in the cam girl scam, or the cam girl business. Hear me out. If you fly in a girl from overseas, from America, from Ireland, from Scotland, from England, she lives in Romania in your slut suite, whatever the heck it was, doing cam girl stuff for people for money. You've trafficked a human for profit. I mean, look up the definition. So I'm sitting in Canada. You might be watching this in America, and you might be like, who cares? There's cam girls. But Romanian law is not Canadian law and is not American law. So look up Romanian law and see, do they have the same laws as you do, or as what you think they should have regarding human trafficking? Because by textbook definition, flying in girls from all over the world and having a cam girl set up in your warehouse, in your girl den or whatever you want to call it, that is human trafficking, my friends. And so I'm not the judge. And these guys are lucky that I'm not the judge. I'm not the judge. Okay, so let's all just take a sigh of relief. Adam is not the judge of these cases. I'm not the judge of Andrew Tate. So there is a judge, and they're going to decide on whatever they want to decide on. And I'm just stating facts that are out in the open. I think that Andrew Tate and his brother are royal pieces of crap simply for the cam girl situation only. I have a lot of Muslim friends and a lot of Muslim family. I've gone to the mosque many times. I've read the Quran 3 times. So I would expect a higher standard of lifestyle from somebody who is a Muslim. But, I've met a lot of fake Muslims in my life, and Andrew Tate is probably one of the least on the scale of fake Muslims that I've met. He's not the most egregious that I've met. But anyway, I've never met Andrew Tate, by the way. And so that's my take on it as we sit here on March 14th after the Romanian judge has just, denied his request to be released on house arrest. And by the way, knowing all these things that I just mentioned, if you were a judge of this case, you would probably not want him to go anywhere either, because and I know and everybody knows the very first thing that he's going to do when he gets out is flee the country. It's the first thing you would do. It's the first thing I would do. It's the first thing any sane person would do, is get the hell out of there. So can you blame them? They don't have a lack of evidence, by the way, from what I've read and what I've seen. They have a mountain of evidence, and they want to nail his nuts down in a way that he cannot leave and is permanent, and the charges will stick. I guess, unfortunately, it's going to involve some, people who've been bribed. So it's a case that only the Romanian courts can decide. I'm not going to come down on it one way or the other because I'm not the judge. I'm just telling you these things that are all public information. Screw Mike Cernovich, by the way. Screw Alex Jones. Screw Paul Joseph Watson for white knighting for this guy. You guys are a bunch of clowns, and you're just revealing yourselves and how stupid you are. And I'm sorry that maybe Alex Jones's son, we all know his name, but I'm not going to say it out of respect, that he fell in love with Andrew Tate. But honestly, there's more, pinky finger holding weirdo, not straight sexuality stuff going on here than not. There's videos of Andrew Tate saying that if you are with a transsexual woman who's a 10, is that better than being with a Hulk Hogan woman, like a 1 out of 10? Hulk Hogan, but with a vagina, or a 10 like Megan Fox, but with a penis. So again, take a step back. Muslim guy, cam girl operation, trying to convince men to go with... I can't even, you know what I mean? So I'm not coming down on that one way or the other. I have trans friends. I'm just saying, from his point of view, it's kind of bizarre. The whole thing is bizarre. Yes, Andrew Tate is a human being. Yes, he has a family. And I hope for everybody's sake that it all works out for everyone's benefit. But at the end of the day, as far as human trafficking goes, as far as abuse towards women goes, verbal and physical, Andrew Tate, from what I can see, is guilty of those charges. And again, you're lucky that I'm not the judge, so it's not my place to say. That's where I'm standing here on March 14th, 2023. That's my opinion. If you care, follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. Take care. Bye-bye.